So now we are going to see a next topic, which is a signal flow graph. So before that, we have represented a system in the form of block diagram, and with the help of that particular block diagram, we have evaluated the transfer function of any system. Now, as we have already seen that for a complex system, it is quite difficult to find a transfer function because it involves lots of block gains, summing points, or takeaway points. So one method to represent a block diagram is in the form of signal flow graph so that we can easily evaluate a transfer function of any specific complex system. So basically, signal flow graph is a graphical representation of a set of linear algebraic equations between the input and output. So if we talk about a signal flow graph, we have one term associated with this, which is a node. So node is nothing but a point of interconnection between two or more elements. It is a point of interconnection between two or more elements. Next term involved with a signal flow graph is a branch. So branch is nothing but a elemental connection between two nodes. Okay, so now to understand these two particular terminologies, let us assume a example over here. Suppose I have one linear algebraic equation written over here as x2 times of ax1. So now you can see we have a two variable over here. One is represented with the help of x1 and another with the x2. So now as it is quite observable that the value of x2 is dependent on x1. Okay, so x1 shows a independent quantity, and when it multiplied with a constant value a, it gives a value x2. So now if I want to represent this particular equation in the form of signal, we have two nodes over here. Let us suppose one node is nothing but a x1, which represents a input over here, and second node is a x2, which represents a output over here. And these two nodes are connected with the help of branch, and in that branch we have a gain a over here. So now you can see if I want to represent x2, then I simply write a multiply x1. So x2 is nothing but a multiply x1. Okay, so now it is quite observable over here. X1 we called as a input node. Similarly, x2 we called as a output node. So if I consider a definition of input node, then the input node is having a outgoing branches. So input node is having a outgoing branches. So now you can see we call this particular as a branch which is connected the two nodes. Okay, so if I talk about an input node, it is nothing but a outgoing branches. Okay, likewise if I talk about the output node, so it is having incoming branches. Okay, so now you can see this particular node is having a incoming branch over here. Okay, suppose this is an example A. If I consider a second example, let us suppose I have given over here what a equation in the form of variable x5, which is equals to x1 minus 2x2 plus 3x3 plus 10x4. Now you can see again we have a x5 which is written in terms of x1, x2, x3 and x4. So now we know x5 is showing a output. Okay, so I simply write over here first a output node, which is nothing but a x5. Okay, and then you can see over here we have number of nodes which are not dependent on any other node. Okay, so let us suppose I am mentioning over here this is what a x1, then we have a x2, x3, and over here we have a x4. So now these all nodes are connected with a x5. Okay, so x1 is connected with a x5 with a gain 1, x2 is connected with a x5 with a gain of -2, Likewise, x3 is connected with a gain of 3 and x4 is connected with a gain of 10 over here. And now whole comprises the equation which is this particular one. Okay, so this is nothing but a x1 minus 2x3 x2 plus 3x3 plus 10x4. So now we have multiple inputs over here and we have a single output over here. Okay, so next example, if I consider over here, let us suppose if I have a set of linear equations which is representing over here as x2 which is equals to 7 times of x1, then x3 which is written as 5 times of x1 and x4 which is written as 3 times of x1. So now you can see over here we have one node common in all the three equations which is x1. Okay, so now in these particular set of equation, since x1 is common, so we can consider x1 as a input node over here and we have three other output nodes. Okay, so let us suppose this is a node x2, this is a node x3 and this is a node x4. Okay, so I connect all these three nodes, three output nodes with the x1 and the gain multiplier as a 7, 5 and 3. Okay, so now you can see how easily we can make a graph. Okay, apart from that, if we look into this particular term, this is called as a path gain. This is called as a path gain of a signal flow graph or a forward path, and we can also call it as a transmittance. Okay, so now you can see we have a set of linear equation and how simply we can represent with the help of signal flow graph. Let us consider one more example over here. Okay, suppose we have a set of equations given over here which is in the form of y2. So y2 is nothing but a y1 plus 2y3. Then we have y3 which is equals to 3y2 plus 4y4. Then y4 which is equals to 5y3 plus 6y4 plus 7y5. Then we have y5 which is equals to 8y4 plus 9y3 plus 10y2. Okay, so now we have these four equations given over here in the form of nodes which is represented by a symbol y. Okay, so now as it is quite easily observable that this y5 is nothing but a output node and y1 is a input node. So first I write nodes in the form of y1, y2, y3, y4 and y5. Okay, so we have y1, y2, y3, y4 and y5. So now as you can see over here we have a equation of y2 which is showing what y1 plus 2y3. Okay, so now I simply attach y1 with a y2 and we know we do not have any forward gain over here, so I simply multiply with a 1. Okay, apart from that, you know that y2 is associated with a y3 component. Okay, so this y3 is after a y2. Okay, so I simply make a connection in this format and I multiply again of 2 over here. So now y2 can be represented as a y1 plus 2y3. Okay, next we have a y3 and in this particular y3 as you can see over here we have a 3 times of y2. Okay, so I have simply connect these two nodes and multiply with a 3 over here in a, and represent a 3 over here in a forward path. Okay, and then we have a 4 times of y4. Apart from that, you can see y4, we have 5 times of y3. So 5 times of y3, then 6 times of y4. So 6 times of y4 represent, it is having one individual loop over here that is starting from y4 node and connects with a and ends with a y4 node itself. Okay, and it is having a gain of 6. And then we have a 7 times of y5. So this is what a 7 times of y5 over here. Okay, now at last we have an equation in which y5, it is showing what, 8 times of y4, then 9 times of y3. So 9 times of y3 and then 10 times of y2. So 10 times of y2. Okay, so now you can see how easily we have represented a these set of equations. Okay, and then we can easily find a transfer function corresponding to that. Okay, again take example over here. Let us suppose I have given over here one question. Okay, and in that particular question we have a signal flow graph mentioning. Okay, so the question is signal flow graph of a system is given below. Find the transfer function. Okay, so in that question, it is specifically asking to calculate a transfer function, and the signal flow graph is given as x1, x2, then we have a x3 over here, then we have a x4, then we have a x5, and at the end x6. Okay, and the gain mentioning over here is A, B, C, D, E, then F, and then over here is G. Okay, so it is asking to find a transfer function. To transfer function is nothing but a we know very well that this shows what a input node and this is what a output node. So transfer function is nothing but a x6 by x1. So we have to find the expression corresponding to x6 by x1. Okay, so solution. So now, first of all, I represent these particular. I represent the graphical form in the. I represent this particular graphical format into a system of linear equation and then try to solve those particular equations. So now you can see over here we have what a x2. So if I want to write equation for x2, what I can write? I can simply write this is nothing but a 8 times of x1 plus c times of x3. Okay, so the whatever the nodes coming towards a x2 node, I am considering all those over here. Okay, so in node x2 you can see we have a node coming with a gain of a and node coming with a gain of c from x3 over here. Okay, so I have written over here x2 is nothing but a ax3 plus ax1 plus cx3. Okay, now in the next, x3 is represented as bx2 plus ex4. Okay, the next we have a x4 over here, and x4 is nothing but a d times of x3. Okay, and then we have a x5 which is a f times of x4, and then x6 which is g times of x5. Okay, so we have these particular set of equation, and from these equation I have to write a I have to calculate a ratio of x6 by x1. Okay, so now we can easily calculate this particular thing. Okay, so you can see x6 is nothing but a x6 is nothing but a g times of x5, and x5 is f multiplied by x4, or I can write it as g times f, and x is nothing but a d times of x3 over here. Okay, or if I want to simplify the things, then you can see I can write x4 in terms of x3 over here, and then we try to minimize the thing. Okay, so now you can see I substitute the value of x4 from here to here. Okay, so I simply consider this particular equation x3 times of bx2 plus e, and then in place of x4 I am simply writing d times of x3. Okay, so if I move edx3 towards the left, now we have got x3, which is equals to b times of x2 divided by 1 minus ed over here. Okay, and suppose I substitute this particular value of x3 in this particular equation, so you can see I can write x2 is nothing but a times of x1 plus c times of x3, and x3 is nothing but b times of x2 1 minus ed over here. Okay, so now I simplified this particular thing as 1 minus cb 1 minus ed times of x2, which is equals to a times of x1. Okay, and from this thing you can see I can write x2 as a times of 1 minus ed, which is 1 minus ed minus bc times of x1. And now I substitute the value of x2 over here in this particular expression, and from this we get a value of x3, which is I will substitute over here. So now you can see I simply write x6 over here as g f d times of x3. So x3 is nothing but a b 1 minus ed times of x2. Okay, and x2 is nothing but a 1 minus ed times of x1 divided by 1 minus ed minus bc. Okay, so from this particular thing you can see I can cancel out 1 minus ed, and we have got a value a b d f g divided by 1 minus ed minus bc, and it is nothing but a h6 by h1. Okay, so now you can see how easily we can calculate the transfer function by representing a single program. So this is the way we can easily find the things required. Okay, but as you can see we have a number of equations involved, and we have to solve uh, that many number of equations to get a final output, and it is nothing but a lethargic process, since if we have some complex system where number of loops are involved, or number of nodes and number of branches are involved, so it is quite difficult to represent the set of equations and to find the required values. So to solve this particular problem, we have one formula available to find a transfer function. Okay, which is called as a Mason's gain formula. Okay, so